everybody. So I'm going to revive another old topic because we've got a lot of new viewers and I'm getting a lot of questions around these things. So for those of you who have been with me for a while, this will be a little bit of a review. Reviews always help anyways, right? So check this out. I'm going to talk about how to cut through the bullshit. So I just did a video this morning on why they treat you like shit. And so all the reasons why. So now I want to talk about how to cut through the bullshit, because especially when you're in a full-time relationship with them, I say full-time because it's a job in itself. When you're in a full-time committed relationship with them, either you're a live-in or you're married or you're divorced and you have kids. If you're in a full-time relationship with them, it gets really exhausting really quick. And so what you have to start doing is you have to start figuring out places when, where, and how can you save your energy and conserve your energy. And so I'm going to point these things out. Very quick ways to cut through the bullshit, to identify when it is bullshit, and then you know that you can save your energy. So first of all, it's bullshit anytime their mouth is moving. No, seriously, that's pretty much it. If it involves you, it's bullshit. Okay? And it's especially, there's a very, very easy way to tell, and I bring this up with relative frequency, and that is, you tell them no. So whenever they come to you for something, you just tell them no, you're not interested, or you just don't want to do it, or you just disagree. Right? Hey, you know what, we should go check out that new restaurant. Nah, I don't want to. Really? We never do anything, blah, 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 blah. And be like, well, I mean, if you want to pay for it, I'm happy to go and eat food across from you, but no, I'm not going to go pay for that. I'm not interested in paying. And maybe they want to go and they pay. Fine, right? Then maybe it's not bullshit. But then if they start to try and guilt you into it, be like, of course, you don't ever want to pay for anything. It's like, okay, yeah, they're full of shit. All right. Now, if you're a dude with a female narcissist, I got some pointers for you. First of all, when they're coming to you with something, and I guess let me back up and say this is relevant for all narcissists, not just females. Okay, they give you a total stack of lies, but they tie them all together with kind of a little bit of a truthy thread. And that's the thing, when everything in their world is about 98% bullshit, but they have just enough truth in there to tie the shits together. So, and they focus just on the thread that ties the shit together, right? And for you Big Lebowski fans, you know who you are. Here we go. It ties the room together, right? The truthy thread ties the lies together. Hey, that rhymed. So, and they're going to stick to it. But it's predominantly bullshit. And you can even call them out on it and be like, yeah, no, that's bullshit. You're just trying to sew it together with a little bit of truth. Hands down. And like I said, you just tell them no. And you say, I'm not actively preventing you. And then this is what you say. I just don't care to spend my time, my energy, my money on it. I prefer to devote my time, my energy, my money to something else. If that's what you want to do, by all means, go for it, and I will not stop you, and I'll even come along with you if you want me to. But I just don't want it to be on me to do it. And that's fair, because they tell you no all the time. You know they tell you no all the time. But then they expect you to always say yes. So this is a huge indicator that somebody's toxic. And, this should always be, your first line of diagnostic is to tell them no. Because when you tell them no, that means that they have a requirement of you. They have an expectation of you. It's not just a simple, innocent little suggestion like they're pretending that it is. No, this is something that they're actually really hell-bent on. It's something that benefits them. They want it. They will get it. Shame on you for rejecting them. Right? Now, back to the whole dudes with femnarcs. Pay close attention. You'll see this progression where they just ask you first, and male and female narcs both, whenever you first say no, most of the time their initial reaction is just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, thought I'd ask. And then they sit there and they go right back to the drawing board like Wile E. Coyote, and they start drawing up a different schematic. And so then step 2 is they come back and they say, hey, look, I know you said no, but I had this other thought. And they'll usually actually acknowledge that they're trying a second time. Now, neurotypical people do not do this on a regular basis, right? No means no. Ladies, you know this. When a man wants something from you, you say no. No means no, that's it, no. But then when you want something from him, right, you're going to try again and try again. And then this is the female narcissistic tactic. They get real close to you. They get in your physical proximity, get in your space. They touch you. They get real sweet. They play the sex card, right? So ask yourself, if she's trying to put the moves on you, ask yourself, has she asked me to do something today or recently, right? Dudes, guys, when your girl starts voluntarily getting up on you and snuggling up on you, your first reaction should be, what has she recently asked of me for my time, my energy, and my money? Do that every time. And this is good advice even just for regular dating, right? And meeting new people or your spouse. Girls, you know this trick, right? Don't even act like y'all don't know this, because you do, right? No means try again. No means flirt a little harder. And then if that fails, well, then it fails. But then narcissistic women take it an extra step, and they try to ruin your life and punish you and make your life a living hell, and that's when the mask comes off, right? So they're going to say, step 1, they just say, oh, okay. Step 2, they bring it back to you. Step 3, they try to flirt and bring sex into it. And then step 4, they try to brute force it. That's how you know it's bullshit, right? And you say, no, look, whenever you first came and asked me, you asked me politely, and I responded politely. I said no. That should be the end of it. Period. And you say, I do not appreciate being approached in a deceptive manner. I don't appreciate it. You need something from me? Be real about it from the very beginning. You'll save yourself the effort. Now, on top of the no test, here's another tactic that works well. You have to understand something, okay? When you start to pick up on the whole bullshit, and again, it's almost always bullshit if it touches your time, your energy, or your money, because that's what they want from you. Like, those are the top 3 types of supplies. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do another video on that. But that's your supply. It's something that involves your time, your energy, your money, or a combination of those 3. So what you can understand is, if you're gonna tell them no, you gotta understand what you're in for. You're in for the sequence I just told you, where they say, oh, okay, then they come back and they try a different approach, and then they try to sex you up, and then they try to fuck you up. When they're being argumentative and you're in full conflict swing, arguing with them is really, really easy when you use this tactic. So I'm going to share this with you. Arguments are notoriously simple to deal with, because you already know where they're going to go. They always, always, always go for one of 2 outcomes, and that's to either prove that they are right or to prove that you are wrong. If they can prove that they're right, and they may very well bring in some evidence that doesn't even matter. They'll be like, I'm right because the sky is purple, so there you go, right? They're going to bring in something that doesn't even matter, that's not even related, and they're just going to slide it right in without even thinking about it. And if you're not careful, it might actually get past your radar for a minute. But understand, when they start into a conflict, you immediately identify, are they trying to prove themselves right, or are they trying to prove me wrong? Okay? Because the thing is, proof is all relative. See, facts and emotions and the past and everything is all malleable with them. It can all be shaped the way that they want it. That's the very mechanism of gaslighting, right? They take versions of the past and present it as if something else actually happened. And they probably actually believe it themselves too, right? But that's the thing. They're enormously flexible with their version of reality, because what matters to them is being right. And what matters to them is you being wrong, because they cannot process regret, they cannot process fault. So the very the existence of their being depends on always being right. So you can know that once you tell them no and they come back to it, like your cue right then, when you say no, I don't want to be the one to spend my time, my effort, my energy, my money, I don't want to be the one, but more power to you if you do. When you're saying that, you've got to already be prepared to be told all the reasons why they are correct and why you should, or all the reasons why you're wrong. Because if they're right, then by wrong if they're right, then by default you're wrong. And if they can prove that you're wrong about something, well then by default that makes them right. And it's a huge leap in logic, right? It's a huge leap in logic. It's like, well, I mean, the sky is blue. Obviously the sky is blue. That's why we should go to this restaurant. All right? That's a hyperbolic example. But you got to watch out for that, because they'll do that. They will literally put things together that do not go together. And they do it so rapidly and so fast that you're still trying to inhale, and they've switched topics and on to something else. And that's the other thing. When they fight and they argue, they put all of their logical fallacies in the past, and almost always end with putting you on the defensive. And so in order for you to go back and address their logical fallacies and their lies, then you have to constantly you have to constantly be trying to rewind the argument. And they don't allow it. They just keep pushing forward, and they attack you on a personal basis. They attack you on numerous fronts, and they try to prevent you from going and bringing up the past. And then, if you don't address it, then they also lay blame with you on that later. It's like, well, you should have brought that up back then. It's like, well, I could have, but you couldn't shut the fuck up long enough for me to actually tell you how stupid you are. So that's how it works. They're going to always go for one of those two outcomes. So you make it easy. And here's what you do. They say, and you just the answer is really simple. Well, I still don't want to. It's just I don't want to do it. No, I still don't want to do it. No. Well, if that's how you feel, if that's how you feel, I'm fine with it. But I still don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Why do you keep asking me to do something I don't want to do? And they're going to answer it, blah, blah, blah. But you have to understand that once they're in the conflict, you've won. Like, you have won the argument, and I'm going to leave you with this. When it goes to conflict, that is their Hail Mary pass to trying to extract supply out of you. That's the last step in the process. So when you hit the argument, that's the good sign that you have won. You won. You won. And they mad that you won because they're a sore loser. That's your evidence that you won. The argument's not the evidence that you lost. Getting in a fight in an argument with a narcissist already means that you've won. And they're angry about it, and they're a sore loser. So sit back, relax, you won, drink a cold one, and pat yourself on the back. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, or share, and I'll see you on the next video.